Good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful sunny day here. Oh, yeah, and we had the time change again. What I have, as I said before, whoever came up with that? Ugh, it's like, ugh, don't mess with time kind of thing. I'm still on the old time, mainly because our animals are. So I don't have to go anywhere for an appointment or this or that. I guess that would be what, an hour late. So I can do that. Uh, I don't see much sense in that time change. Anyway, I've never found the benefits of it ever, never. It was always more troublesome when they switched around. And when it would fall back again in the fall, it always was like, thank God we're back on track. Oh, right. Kind of interesting, right? How one can be as a collective. Yep, everybody's off track. I saw another one where the reason why I don't like to be around a whole lot of people anymore, right? It seems like a thing now, right? Oh, look at my hat. Put the bear in the front here. And most likely for peace of mind, peace of heart to mind. The less I'm around people, the better I do. I'm just saying what other people are saying out there. Okay. We're in Leviticus 27, the last chapter in Leviticus, guys. We made it through made it through another book. And what seems to be, could be kind of a boring book turned out to be quite illuminating. All right. Well, one can look at it any way one wants to. Here too. Appendix. The last is the appendix, tariffs and valuations. Leviticus 27, persons. Yahweh spoke to Moses and said, speak to the Israelites and say, if anyone vows the value of a person to Yahweh and wishes to discharge the vow, a man between 20 and 60 years of age will be valued at 50 silver shekels. The sanctuary shekel. A woman will be valued at 30 shekels. Wow, women are worth half the price. What are we talking about here? Holy cannoli. Between 5 and 20 years, a boy will be valued at 20 shekels, a girl at 10 shekels. Okay. Between 1 month and 5 years, a boy will be valued at 5 silver shekels, a girl at 3 silver shekels. What the heck is this all about? At 60 years and over, a man will be valued at 15 shekels and a woman at 10 shekels. Oh, as you get older, your value decreases too. I'm reading this. It's like, okay. Surely there has to be a reason for this, but okay. If the person who made the vow... it's to... I got it. Okay. This is about vouching for someone. Okay, but still. If the person who made the vow cannot meet this valuation, he will present the person concerned to the priest, and the priest will set a value proportionate to the resources of the person who made the vow. What kind of vow was that? If anyone vows the value of a person to Yahweh and wishes to discharge the vow. All right. What the heck is that? What is that all about? I have no idea. I have no idea. See, that would be, again, you'd have to ask an Israelite. You'd have to ask someone who's familiar with this faith and their ancestors and say, what was that all about? What are they talking about here? I have no idea. This is maybe there'll be more. Maybe we'll get back to that one. So I'm trying to understand. Father, come on now. What? Okay. Animals. In the case of an animal suitable for offering to Yahweh, any such animal given to Yahweh will be holy. It cannot be exchanged or replaced. A good one instead of a bad one, or a bad one instead of a good one. Oh. Well, I thought you weren't allowed to. Oh. If one animal is substituted for another, both of them will become holy. Oh, in the case of an unclean animal, unsuitable for offering to Yahweh, whatever it may be, it will be presented to the priest, and he will set a value on it in relation to its worth. His valuation will be decisive. But if the person wishes to redeem it, he will add 1/5 to the valuation. Dear me. Did they have a complicated life or something? Well, when you consider all the laws in place now. But, I mean, okay, just keep reading, Daniela. Houses. If a man consecrates his house to Yahweh, the priest will set a value on it in relation to its worth. His valuation will be decisive. If the man who has vowed his house wishes to redeem it, he will add 1/5 to the valuation, and it will revert to him. Guys, I gotta go check the fire really quick. I'm not hearing it go. Well, it's going, but not quite as. Oh, never good. It's just slow. Slow burning wood is better. Hardwood burns a lot slower than a light wood, like pine, for example. Okay, oak is a hardwood. Okay. Fields. If a man consecrates one of the fields of his ancestral property to Yahweh, its value will be calculated in terms of its yield, at the rate of 50 silver shekels to 1 homer of barley. If he consecrates the field during the Jubilee year, he will abide by this valuation. But if he consecrates it after the Jubilee, the priest will calculate the price in terms of the number of years still to run until the next Jubilee, and the valuation will be reduced accordingly. I really find this interesting on the number of years, and how important the line of the Jubilee was, right? Yes? And on how then that was effectively, it sounds like a fair thing. I don't know about that people thing. Sure that is. Maybe because I don't have any experience in that. No idea. With animals and houses and land. I bought land, I never sold land. Well, anyway. All right. If he wishes to redeem the field, he will add 1/5 to the valuation, and the field will revert to him. If he does not redeem it, but sells it to someone else, the right of redemption ceases. When the purchaser has to vacate it at the Jubilee year, it becomes consecrated to Yahweh like a field vowed unconditionally. Ownership of it passes to the priest. Oh, wow. Well, we have something in place here too with that. The banks, it's like the banks replaced the priests. The credit card companies replaced the priests. Interesting. If he consecrates to Yahweh a field which he has bought, but which is not part of his ancestral property. That's right. I was just thinking while I was reading through that, but if there are descendants later on, isn't it? Okay. Okay. The priest will calculate the valuation in terms of the number of years still to run before the Jubilee year, and the man will pay this sum the same day, since it is consecrated to Yahweh. In the Jubilee year, the field will revert to the vendor, the man to whose ancestral property the land belongs. Man, this is interesting on how they did that, or how this was supposed to be carried out. All your valuations will be made in sanctuary shekels at the rate of 20 gerah to the shekel. One, as I said, this is not something that I'm all that versed with or anything. So I'm sure someone that is a real estate agent or an insurance. 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 The beginning one with the people. Oh, that would make more sense, right? Oh, people put a life insurance on themselves. Nope, never done that either. Particular rules for the redemption of the firstborn. The firstborn of livestock is born to Yahweh. No one may consecrate it, whether it be cattle or sheep, for it belongs to Yahweh anyway. The firstborn. How does that mean? Just one time? Or every time there's a firstborn in a livestock of any animal, any female animal? Not getting that. What does that mean? Also, if a bull, that's he has his first one. Say, for the first time. Does that mean that too? Man, that's not clear. I'm not getting that. Huh? Okay. Well, no one may consecrate it, whether it be cattle or sheep, for it belongs to Yahweh anyway. But if it is an unclean animal, it may be redeemed at the valuation price with 1/5 added. If the animal is not redeemed, it will be sold at the valuation price. If it's unclean. Okay. Oh my gosh. Of things vowed unconditionally. Nothing, however, that someone vows unconditionally to Yahweh may be redeemed. Nothing he possesses, be it a human being or animal or field of his ancestral property. What is vowed unconditionally is especially holy and belongs to Yahweh. A human being vowed unconditionally cannot be redeemed, but will be put to death. What? Dear me, Father, what are you doing here? What is that? Not getting it. Ooh. Ugh. I don't know. Ugh. Ooh. Of tithes. All tithes on land levied on the produce of the soil or on the fruit of trees belong to Yahweh. They are consecrated to Yahweh. If anyone wishes to redeem part of his tithe, he will add 1/5 to its value. And all tithes on herbs or flocks, the 10th animal of all that pass under the herdman's staff, will be consecrated to Yahweh. There will be no examining whether it is good or bad, and no substitution. If substitution takes place, the animal and its substitute will both become holy without possibility of redemption. Such were the orders which Yahweh gave Moses on Mount Sinai for the Israelites. You talk about absoluteness. Well, that's the end, guys, of Leviticus. I don't even know what to say to this one. Okay, half of it I don't understand. I have no idea. I can't. No, nothing speaks to me here. Basically, no idea. Nope, can't. No idea. I don't know what this is all about. The book of Numbers is next. I can't. I mean, again, as I said, it's like there's nothing literally coming to me here. Nothing. It's like an absolutely foreign language I can't do anything with. Maybe other people understand this better, but oh my gosh, what? I understand that once. The one thing I understand in it all, and again, it's like, ugh, what shape were the people in at that time? And was everything properly understood on that mountain? Did Moses really give that properly to the rest of the Israelites? Oh, should I even question that? Well, yeah. I mean, as I said, are you guys getting this? That last one? I'm not. Right. So, if one doesn't quite understand, right? I'm not getting anything right now. Nothing. It's like dead space around me. Absolute dead space. Can't can't wrap my head around that one, or even my heart. There again, in the whole, you read the whole, and one's mind is a little stuck on that. So if a person is vowed to God, how does that work? Then if there is no, can't redeem that person, it'll be the person will be put to death. If the person isn't desired anymore, and you get to get rid of him that way. I have no idea. Yeah. But then again, when it came to the fields on how that works, right? It's a that to me sounds like a really well thought out process on buying, selling, with the Jubilee year, which was very interesting to me, and then on how it can get redeemed and fall back to the people who originally owned it, right? Yes? Well, I guess at that time they would be the first to own, right? The land, the house that God prepared for them. So the people, I'm not getting that one. I can't. I can't see. Okay, I'm not. As I said, I'm not getting that. I'm trying to figure out. I was like, okay, what just happened here with this one? That's some disturbing things in it. Okay. Well, if I were a guy reading that, I'd go, well, yeah, men should have more worth than women, and boys more than girls, and of course, if you get older, you just become more or less a burden, rather than still being productive. And if you're really young, baby and stuff, that's same, right? Until you're a certain age where you can put the work. Okay. That's a weird one, yeah? But as a woman, I guess I'm sitting here and going, who came up with that? Can't be God. Did God really come up with that last one in Leviticus? Huh? Or was that, it's a summary of some And when was that actually written? How long passed the time that Moses had with God on the mountain? Was that properly given down? Yes, just asking. Not saying, hey. But I would say most people who read that, they'd go, okay, well, I guess it's in the Bible. Well, thank God we're not doing that anymore, kinda, right? Yes? Or someone out there has a better explanation on how to do that. Or how it is meant, actually, right? Yes? I find that, I've said this before, but especially in different languages, right? I grew up with a language that, well, two languages, three languages I grew up with. Well, okay, I could almost say four, but two. Okay, Daniela, just get going. But the main one that I grew up with had three. Oh, what are they called in English? In English, you have one. It's the cup, the glasses, the light, the tree, right? Yes. In German or Swiss German, okay, it's different, but it's okay. They're two different languages, but they have the same concept. There's three of them. Die, der, das. One for the masculine, there. One for the female things and persons, right? D, don't ask me how to figure out that a dog, for example, the dog is der Hund, masculine, der Hund. And a cat is die Katze, die feminine, Katze, even though there are, right, in either one, there's masculine dogs and there's female dogs, male and female, right? Yet, interesting that one animal has the masculine part, the Hund, the dog, and the cat has the female version of that. And then there's one that's just for things, okay? Das, right? Yeah, das. Das Licht, das Fenster. Oh, but it's der Vorhang. Ah, that doesn't work for all of it. It's one of those things that you have to memorize it all. Eventually, it comes naturally which one goes with what. Interestingly enough, for a child, right? Okay, so der Mann, die Frau, das Kind. The child is viewed as not having either, right? Okay, even if it's, of course, there is der Knabe, which is a boy, and das Mädchen. It's again, oh, interesting. So, then in French and Italian, there's two. Don't have that third one. Then so there is in certain languages, right, there is a greater height of description of something for one reason or another, right? Yes? Whereas in English, you got one. That's easy. Man, English. I've heard English was the hardest to learn. I'm not sure where that ego comes from. But I'm telling you one thing. When I learned that, what, you only got one of those? So that goes for all nouns, right? Oh, wow. How interesting, right? How easy is that? Right? Yes? Because, of course, when it comes to grammar, guess what? In the English language, you're dealing with the past, the past, present, the future, and and oh, wait a minute. What's that? Past, future? Okay, well, I don't know. That wouldn't even work. But whatever is close. So they have all that just as they do in the German language. But in the German language, you have to learn on top of, right, all the what goes with that to form a sentence. You've got to know, right, which one's male, which one's female, and according to that, there are all these other words that go with it. So, yeah, interesting. Yes. Then the sentence structure, right? For example, in English is different than it is, right? Yes, in German or even French and Italian. So, so you're used to a sentence structure. You grow up with it. Then you learn another language where, no, this word is not being put in front of the verb. It goes after the verb, or or as I said, it's like what? Yeah? And you put the nouns in the back rather than you start with the noun or something like that, right? Anyway, so the sentence structure is different. Oh, okay. Which also, by the way, that just depending on how a word is used, it can have one meaning or another, right? Yes? Okay. Now the Asian language. Ah, man. Oh, and then of course, again, that goes with the Asian language and the German language. They have also, they differentiate on how you address someone according to their age. Yes? And there again, all those are all different words. Again, one for the males, section for the males, section for the females. Yes. And then you have that heightened how you address someone, the etiquette on addressing someone, not that you know, that you don't know, or your age. Okay. And then the invitation that goes with it to use certain other forms to address a person. Okay. As far as I know, in the Asian languages, I'm not so sure about Japanese, but I know the Koreans and the Chinese, they have a very set, especially the Koreans, very set rules when it comes to that. Anyway, so I wonder, right? How is it with Hebrew and Greek and all that? When things get translated, even when things get written down, right? How does that affect and how we understand something then? And how have we been raised, right, with certain etiquette things when it comes to all that? And does our understanding, even though it is in English, compute with the set of rules coming from another language? And even on how etiquette works according to language and the people together, right? Yes? So, it's it had to be somehow translated and written down so that the Word of God could do what? Circulate around the world. Do we understand everything? Is it written down really properly? I don't know. I doubt it very much. Because my understanding is from the divine principle and how it's been translated as well, many, many different languages, and the complicated, really, when it comes down to it, for someone like me who doesn't, I don't speak fluently Korean or Chinese. I would say if I go to the country, I can make my way through the, probably offending a whole lot of people, but because I don't know enough, so one should just, I better not talk and just use my hands and feet or something, which works too, by the way. I've gone to plenty of countries where I didn't really know anything. Oh, came here, didn't know English. Anyway, so I just wonder. But I've seen when it came to the translations from Korean to English, just say, I've read some of the divine principle in German as well and noticed some differences. But due to the fact that I know some people who are Koreans and read about their history and on how what is their country about, this, that, how do they view things. I understand, even though it's translated into English, I understand kind of okay, I'm going to have to look past the translation and how of a people are they, and how would they write something down that then I'm going to have to figure out how to understand it according to my understanding, the way I read English or German or French, or do I have to, okay, I have to put myself into the heart to mind of the person who gave that in Korean, right? In order to be able to really understand it. And not come to what? False conclusions, right? Yes? Same with the Bible then, I would say, right? Yes? Greek and Hebrew. I mean, even when you just I look at their script and go, man, there aren't any letters. Right? Yes? Yeah. Find it interesting on how some languages around the world, literally one little set, one character it's almost like there's a story in the character, right? Yes? Find that interesting too. So again, are we getting, if you read a translated version of something, are you really getting the absolute of what was given from the original? So again, as I said, there was complete dead space. It's almost as if that last part didn't belong in Leviticus, right? Yes? Didn't belong, or I have no understanding of it. None. Zero. I can't. I don't even. Okay. Because I don't want to accept certain things in there as well. Nope. And again, why? Because I know God. I know my Father, my heavenly parents in heaven. I had too many experiences to what? Is God's different now than he was at the beginning? At that. Then we must have somehow mistranslated some other things. And he's not omnipotent. Then he's not omniscient. Then he's not unchanging. And he's not all loving. Just saying. I have to say, an absolute. I have to stick with absoluteness. And I'm going, well, okay. Either we accept certain just basic facts that they are not going to change, and then just have to give some leeway to certain other things where I'm going, this was probably not, either it doesn't belong in there, or it wasn't translated properly, or some things were added to it for the benefits of whom? Right. Okay. Well, that's what I wanted to share today. I think also in certain ways was another warning. That's kind of what I am getting. Am getting out of it is beware when you make a promise, a vow, and then just decide not to fulfill it. Right? Yeah, for one reason or another. Beware. Right? Yes. Yeah. It has consequences. All right. That's what I wanted to share this morning. It's a beautiful day. Sissy went to the barn. She wanted to go to the barn this morning. So I said, sure. Go to the barn. It's such a beautiful day. I wonder how warm it's going to be. I might work in the garden a little bit. I might. We had a big frost last night. We really did. So now I'm wondering, middle of March. We'll have another frost in April. Better wait. Peas are coming up. Potatoes are coming up. Garlic's up. Certain other things are up. My cilantro is going great. Yeah, that grows in the wintertime, guys. I never thought of it, but never thought it would, but it did. Well, anyway, that's what I wanted to share. God's love and blessings always. Yes. May He protect you, and I will talk to you all another time. Finished another book, people. Finished another 2 books now. Yes. Such feels like such a victory. It's a good feeling to finish something up, isn't it? Start the next thing. Yeah. Okay. Bye, everyone. Have a good day.